Hi friends, a very good morning. Hope you all are doing really good. I'm making this video for students writing their CA final exams in May 19, and I just wanted to discuss a few important points with you which you should be uh, considering in formulating your strategy for next 2 months. So the first point is that obviously the dates have been declared by the institute for the exam with a formal disclaimer that the dates might be subject to changes if and when the election dates are out, and if there is any um, uh, dates clashing between the elections and the exams, then they might postpone your exams. The first thing which you got to do is you got to assume that your exam starts from the first week of May itself, and accordingly you have time only till 30th of April. You are not going to keep your preparations contingent on the exact date of the exams. So suppose, let's assume your exams get postponed by say 20 days, 25 days, 1 month, 15 days, which we don't know. That time only is going to be used for consolidating my preparations, but not for any additional round of preparations. Please understand that. That additional time which I am getting, I will only use to get better in the subjects which I already know. And I'm not going to use that time for preparing for a one new subject or two new subjects. Okay, because that is a very flawed approach which I don't want you to follow. Assuming that you have 60 days left, what is the best possible situation right now which anybody can be into? The best possible scenario in my uh, experience will be if you have completed your one round of preparation by now. When I say one round of preparation, I mean to say if you're writing both groups, then starting from paper number 1 to paper number 8, at least once you have done a thorough reading of all the topics and all the sums which you have to consider from different sources, practice manual, suggested answers, everything for once you have already done. That is the best possible scenario one can fall into. If by now you have decided to go for both groups, but your preparations are not going accordingly, maybe you have not got leave from office, maybe you are not getting enough time to study because you have classes, you're doing crash courses to update yourself with some of the subjects, or maybe because you're not able to focus on both groups together and you are finding yourself to be better placed with one particular group at this point of time, then I would suggest this is a high time for you to decide whether you still want to go ahead with both the groups or you want to go ahead only with one of these two groups. Because I feel you should not uh, postpone it any further. That okay, let the final dates come for the exam and then I will decide whether I still want to go for both the groups or one group. That is something which you should not do. This is the right time for you to decide. And if till now you're not well prepared for both the groups, then from here on it will become really difficult for you to handle both the groups. In that case, I would suggest that you go with one group, but make sure that you do well in that group. And if you have already done both the groups, let's say around 75% preparation so far, then let me be very honest that if you for next 2 months can put in some 12 to 15 hours of study time, effective study time, your personal study time, then it is still manageable for you to handle both the groups. It is still manageable. And try to avoid doing new content now, because uh, the technology has its good side, but it has the dark side also. You will find a lot of PDF files being shared by different people, a lot of content being shared, calling it important for exams and all those things. As long as you have to stick to your round one preparation content, you can put more stress on some topics because somebody would have told you that it's important. But at this point of time, you're not going to pick up new sources of uh, content. Like, okay, you have done one particular author book, or you have taken classes and you're reading your class notes, but then somebody tells you that this book is very good and you should follow this book also along with your class notes. This is not the time to experiment. Just because a friend of yours told you or a random guy told you that a particular book is good for a particular subject, and you start reading into that book, just to realize that what you're reading is already done by your faculty in the class. So by now, whatever material you have done for any subject, I'm saying, consider it to be a Bible and you stick to it. do not, under any circumstances, plan going through some other books, or don't do multiple readings of the same content from various sources. That is only going to be wastage of time. Okay, for people who have already written exams in November 18, if they have, so I'm just talking about different permutations, combinations. If you have written both groups in November 18, and your score was say 350 above or 360 above in both the groups, and you did not clear both the groups, unfortunately, in that case I would suggest you to go for both the groups this time also, because you have good chances of clearing both groups. If you have written one group in November 18 and you scored 180 plus in that group, then there is no reason why you should still write only one group in this attempt. You should, in that case, go for both the groups. If you have written both the groups last time and you scored somewhere close to 300, which will be considered as a poor score, then in that case you should give it a thought whether you still want to stick to both the groups or you want to go with one group. And something which I don't endorse, but because this time exams are expected to be postponed, what you can do, again I'm saying this, it's something which is not as good as writing both groups, but it's a little better than writing only one group. So if you feel confident about one particular group as a whole, then you're obviously going for that group. And at the same time, if in the other group you feel there is one such paper where you can claim exemption, then you can plan that. Again, I'm saying I don't personally endorse this much, but this can be used as an effective strategy, because even if I get exemption in one paper, that can be useful for me in my next attempt. Okay, so obviously we all study for the exam, right? We all study, we all are working hard towards the exam. You will rarely find people who are in CA final and not studying at all. People don't generally do that. Then I think after a point of time, along with your hard work, your efforts, your content, your conceptual clarity, along with that, strategies do have a role to play. And keeping in mind the strategic level planning which a student is supposed to do, I have planned to make this video, and I'm hopeful that this will be useful for you. I hope I did not miss on any points, and if you want me to cover any other points apart from this, then let me know about the same, and I'll try to make a video shortly on that. And you know this, that if any help you need from me, be it SFM related, be it direct text related, or be it any other subject strategy related, please let me know about it. Apart from that, I would also suggest you to do one more thing, is that even in these last 2 months, don't stop writing things completely. What I've seen people doing is that for the first round of preparation, they will generally write and practice, especially for practical papers like FR, SFM, costing, they will write and practice. But in the second and third round revision, they only go through the book, they only flip through the pages. By doing that, you are actually getting yourself out of practice of writing, and which in exams can cause you kind of a brain paralyzed situation where you're not able to, your brains will get frozen, and you're not able to think how to present your answers, so it does not flow down from your brain into your hand. Okay, this is a little psychological thing, but I can tell you that the importance of writing is too much in this exam, and you should be very much in practice of writing till the last day, for which 2 things I would suggest you. Number 1, even now when you're studying subject like SFM, so suppose if you're studying 4x, then at least make sure you practice by writing 4 to 5 sums of 4x, if not more. And rest you can see in the book, rest you can see, and you can run your fingers on the calculator, see how computations are done. But 4 to 5 sums at least you should make sure that you write and practice. Same goes for FR. When you're studying consolidation, make sure you write and practice at least 4 to 5 questions. Similarly, you should do the same thing even in costing. So for every chapter, 3 to 4 sums you should write and practice. That is one important thing. Another important point I wanted to make is that before your exam, if not for all 8 papers, at least for 2 to 3 papers, you should try to write mock exams. You can do a self-evaluation of your answers. That's not important that somebody has to check it. You need not take formal test series from any institute or from you need not even go to CA Institute for writing mock exams. If you can manage to do it, good. There's nothing wrong about it. But more importance is not where you write exams. More importance is to be given to the fact that you write exam and keep it completely realistic. You should write exam from 2 to 5, And even if you do the self evaluation, it's fine, because the idea is to understand if we are able to execute under pressure with time constraints. That is more important. Okay, so I hope this video will be useful for you. Study well. God bless all of you. Be confident about yourself. If anybody else can do it, you surely can do it. Okay, be confident about yourself and keep these 2 months going like you have done things in the past. This 2 months will also flow smooth for you, but make sure you make the most of it. Okay, God bless. Bye bye.